Alright, so first things first before we drop the gas tank, I want to clean it. However, since it's like 30 degrees outside, I'm not starting the hose. So, I'm going to use this stuff. It's just wash and wax. And take some microfiber rags and wipe down the whole car. It's going to take a second or two. But, get it done, then I'll flip it around and start dropping the gas tank. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's like a 45-minute job, they say. So for me, that will take 3 hours. So, gonna get started now. Side note, look how many windshield fluid box or things my brother bought. Because they were like $1 a piece. And we have one more sitting somewhere, and he buys them all for me. Okay, so we got it all turned around and mainly cleaned. Came out better looking than it was. But basically, you got to, in the 97 to I think 2001, they changed from an inline fuel pump that would be like our inline fuel filter that would be like in here to one that's inside here. Hopefully this is all it needs. Just what they call a strainer, but we'll see. Might not be. I might need a whole new pump. Hoping I don't need to go that angle because that would be very annoying. But if I do need to go that angle, not the end of the world. Just put it back up there. If it doesn't work, put it back in, and then order the pump probably next week, Monday. It's Friday today. But I also got to load up the car. So, because Sunday is fun day and for the boys, and I'm going. Alright, so the first thing you do is you just unhook the negative from the battery. So if it doesn't, keep the pump running, and then you're probably going to want gloves. You don't have to if you don't care about getting gas on you. Some people do, some people don't. Take off this little cap right here. This. Off this. Which is right on your fuel rail. It just sets. It just so you can drop fuel pressure in the rail. And then you want to get a rag, and it's kind of windy. So there we go. And this is what gas will spray on you. But you just push in, kind of like a valve stem on a tire. You just push this little thing in, and gas squirts out of it. So once you drain a fair amount, I mean, let's see if I can do it. Some might have more than others. So you get some pliers in there. Doesn't look like there's too much in there. Looks to be good now. Alright, so now we got that in there. Just wrap all that off. And then I'm just going to put the cap back on it so I don't want to lose it. Alright, and then I'll meet you guys in the back. And under the hood, it's pretty easy too. You just undo, there's 2 lines going under your fuel tank. If you undo this little cover right here, just 4 10 mils, 2 right here, and let's see if I get them, 2 right there. You undo those 2 10 mils and are those 4, and then drop that down. You can get leverage to pull it out. And then you come underneath the car, you unplug this, you can just cut that zip tie, undo this, you just push, you can kind of see them right there. There's these little things on the side, you just push those in and pull that back. For this thing, there's this little pin right here, you just push that out, and then that slides right off. The vacuum line, pretty sure is what it is. You just undo this thing, you can pull it, get a pair of pliers, pull that off. These bolts on either side, oh, sun's in the way, there you go. Undo these, which undo the bands to drop, but before you do the bands, to make those last, undo those right there. And I might, depending on how full it is, I'd probably recommend putting a jack and a board underneath here, so that when you drop it, it doesn't come flopping down and or break anything. Get you guys with, well, we'll see how long it takes. Alright, we got it out. So basically now what we gotta do is we gotta get this out, because this is where the fuel pump, or this is the fuel pump and filter all in one. Well, it's not that hard, like I said, you just get these off. These were the biggest problem. I ended up having to take this one completely off, which goes on the small side right here, because it would not budge. And I loosened up that one right there, but that's what it looks like without the plate on right there. But like I said, that one's loose too, so you gotta tighten that one back up, throw it in. This wants a little bit of gas. I mean, I do have like half a tank in here, so it is quite still full, and that's why a jack's a smart idea. Although be careful, because it does not like to stay in place. But that's kind of what it looks like. Might take the opportunity to clean some things. Probably won't, knowing me, but this is what it looks like. So now it's time to, I would clean up around here. I'll run a brush around here, just because it gets really, it's really easy to get dirt in there. So I'm probably gonna run a brush or two around there, a rag, maybe clean that up. But I'm gonna probably take a lunch break and get back to it after that. All right, so we finally got this thing out. Clean it up. It's a smart idea, just because. Where'd the light go? Oh, here it is. I think it's dead. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll make do. Clean up around here, just because if you don't, residue can get in, or like in my case, I had a bunch of sand. Sand can get in there, anything can get in there. You want to go ahead and clean that up, because otherwise you'll be screwing yourself in the long run and getting stuff in your gas tank. Next up is to take a flathead, right like this, kind of prop it up around like that, so you can hit the corner, hit right there, and just go ahead and send that one right in there and loosen that up. And then once this comes off, you can get inside that fuel pump and clean everything, or service it however you want to do it, whatever you want to do. Try mine. But yeah, it's not too bad, just kind of a little time consuming if you have some bolts that don't want to move. I'd suggest spraying PB Blaster on some things around, on especially like these hangers right here on these bolts, like I did a few days beforehand. I went and sprayed, and just makes it a lot easier. But go ahead and, like I said, just clean all that up, and we'll get to it when we get inside this. Okay, so now we got it out finally. Pretty easy. Well, kind of. I broke, focus, there we go. I broke this one off, trying to get this little ring off. It goes right around this outside like this. The easiest way to do that is get a flathead hammer. Don't hit the side like I did. Right here, you can kind of see where, focus. There you go. You can see where I broke that side. If you hit right in here, it helps. I wouldn't keep switching though. I'd use the same one, just in case you have to do this more than once. You can focus, there we go. You can keep having the same one. But basically, let me grab the light here. That just made a nice little mark on my, wipe that off. What the hell's on there? Okay, that's better. Cleaned up most of that. There's the gas tank. Got some stuff in it doing it, but not the end of the world. But you spill a lot. When we get to that. So there's gas that is inside inside that little canister. So you got to be careful. I ended up just dumping it in the grass. Not the best thing, but one thing you can really do besides dumping it on the pavement. You can see it drip there, and quite a lot dripped there. Like I said, I still have half a tank or so of gas, so it makes things a little bit more difficult. But what we're trying to accomplish, as I'm dripping gas in the garage, what I'm trying to accomplish is seeing about getting that, because that looks absolutely horrendous to me and full. It does look like it is the same one. Yeah, see, a lot of gas. Looks like it's the same one they have, so I'm just gonna, more gas. Yep, okay. It's just gonna do its thing. Reeks of gas. Hopefully no one that's a match. Basically, you just gotta pop this one off, pop the new one on. Be careful. This unit right here is hard to get out. Same. Okay. Same with this. that makes a noise. This thing right here, listen to it. But this kind of will be right on the bottom and kind of make it hard. But it does look pretty full, pretty old. Didn't try to pop the new one in. This is what the old one looks like. Pretty sure this is my issue. Yeah, I mean, it looks full. You can see in there, it just looks full, and so we'll see. If not, it looks like I'm spending $70 and buying a new one of these. But new filter's on. Looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. Now I'm just going to wipe off all the grease marks, throw this back in, and see where we go from there. It's gonna be a pain getting this back in here. I gotta find a new way, because no matter how I tilt this, gas comes out of those two holes and or this line right here. That's what's up. This line right here. Maybe it won't, because now there won't be gas in there. We can see. But time to try to fit that back in this hole. See how that goes in there without ruining any of that. And then fitting that in there after I connect that line and those bands back up. Wish me the most amount of luck. Alright, so I got the gas tank. Where'd the light go? Here it is. Okay. I got the gas tank back in. Everything's hooked back up. You can see right there. On the front is all hooked up. So as you can tell, I'm a little dirty. It was a lot of work and a huge mess. Way more than you thought. It wasn't that bad of a thing. The hardest part was basically just getting it off. After that, it didn't take too much work. And then, well, putting it in was the hardest thing. Just generally because you can't get it in with one person. And I had, like I said, with as much gas as I had in it, I had a half tank. Unfortunately, I couldn't burn as much, and I only have one day, really a week, to work on this thing. And with it being, you know, the day right before I go up shooting, well, 2 days right before I go up shooting, but tomorrow I spend all day at work, so basically I don't have a whole lot of time to do this. So I had to I got a tote, kind of drained the fuel in there with the pump, pumped out most of the fuel, then I pumped back in most of the fuel, just so I could get it in, but I still had to have some help getting it in there, because it's harder than it looks. I'll give people props that can do it by themselves, because that's a lot of work, but this is my first time doing it, so got it done though. What did I say? It was a 45-minute job. I'm up to now, I think I'm 3 hours in. Like I said, right around that area. It normally takes about 3 hours. I haven't thrown the last little cover thing over those few lines yet that come down from refilled gas, but like I showed you guys, now it's dried out a little bit. This is the old filter, pretty shot. So I'm gonna hook the battery up, see if it will start, and then kind of move on from there. Clean up my face, obviously, but we're gonna see if it starts first. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but it starts and runs. That's a win for me. Yeah. Alright, so guys, that works. Basically, like I said, all you gotta do is just do those 3 bolts, drop it down. Hopefully this helps. Like I say, it breaks up at the top end. So if any of you guys know what else could cause that, like not even at the top end, just kind of lugs, and then over time will break up. You know, when you hit about 3,000 RPM, it starts to break up a little bit more there. But if any of you guys else know anything else to try, I've done the crankshaft positioning sensor, new plugs and wires, new cap and rotor, and new, can't think of the name, but it's the thing that sends ignition switch. That's, I think, what it's called. Done new one of those. So any ideas, leave them in the comments down below. See you guys in the next one.